Hey, and welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show, where we continue now on our journey to 250,000 subscribers. So thank you for supporting this show, and most importantly, thank you for subscribing. And tell your friends. Okay, yesterday, Tim Walz spoke in Los Angeles, and he spoke at what's called the AFSCME. It's the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. It's a tongue twister, all right? And he was at this convention. It's so important to watch this because it really shows you the distinction between, say, Tim Walz and Lady Vance. So let's watch some of the clips. The first clip that I want to show you is Walz thanking people for their service. And we're talking about people in uniform. Let's go to that clip.
I'm going to say it again as clearly as I can. I am damn proud of my service to this country. And I firmly believe you should never denigrate another person's service record. To anyone brave enough to put on that uniform for our great country, including my opponent, I just have a few simple words. Thank you for your service and sacrifice.
That's right. Thank you. So to all of the people who wear the uniform, and by the way, I extend the uniform. This isn't just military. This is police officers. This is firefighters. This is even school teachers. I consider that to be a uniform. You are putting yourself out there. But to the veterans that are out there and to those alive and no longer living, thank you for the service. Thank you for helping to make America what we are. Right? We are the beacon on the hill, the land of the free, and the home of the brave. It's only because of them, not because of Buck Private Bone Spur or those that want to denigrate somebody and call somebody like Tim Walz with 24 years in the service stolen valor. Shame on them. I mean, that to me is the most disgusting thing. So good for Tim Walz for standing up there before this union and making the statements that he did. The next clip that I want to show is Walz as a union worker on the ticket. Basically, he is the first union member on a ticket since Ronald Reagan. Let's go to that clip and then you'll get my reaction.
But here's a fact they shared with me as I came here to make this opportunity to say thank you. I happen to be the first union member on a presidential ticket since Ronald Reagan. But rest assured, I won't lose my way.
As always, Tim Walz, humor's pretty decent. One of the interesting things here to note is how Donald Trump is now furious. Furious, for example, at the UAW, the United Auto Workers, because of their endorsement of Harris Walz. Now, of course they are. Tim Walz is a union guy. And Kamala Harris was also not one who was going to walk away from the union. She and Joe Biden actually walked the line when they were picketing. If you're going to vote for somebody who has your best interest at heart. And it's not that she was doing it. She wasn't even on the ticket at the time. And she wasn't expected, right? I mean, she wasn't going to be the presidential nominee. She was going to remain as the vice president. But they were committed to union, and they showed it by walking the picket line. So I want to go to now the next one because, again, Tim Walz is so good at connecting. It's the coach in him. It's that ability to resonate. He is doing such a great job. And he's doing such a great job for Kamala that it's, when you start looking at, again, the stark contrast between him and Lady Vance, it's like day and night. So next he talks about how Vice President Harris, as a young woman, in order to make money, coming from a lower middle class family, worked at McDonald's. Let's go to that video, and then you'll hear my reaction to that.
You heard the story. You knew Vice President Harris grew up in a middle class family, picked up shifts at that McDonald's as a student. I keep asking this to make a contrast here. Can you simply picture Donald Trump working at a McDonald's trying to make a McFlurry or something? He knows us. He couldn't run that damn McFlurry machine if it cost him anything. But Vice President Harris took that work ethic, goes to work every single day to make sure families don't just get by, but they get ahead. She stood on the side of the American workers, and she stood up to the billionaires and fought corporate greed. She led this administration's work to eliminate the barriers to organizing. And let's not forget, she cast the tie-breaking vote on the American Rescue Plan to keep public service workers on the job during the pandemic.
Look, there's every single one of us know exactly who's for the worker and who is not. All right. And I don't even need to say it, though. I'm going to say it anyway. It's clear it's Kamala Harris and not Donald Trump. I mean, this guy wouldn't work at McDonald's. It's beneath him. He was born with not a silver spoon, but a platinum spoon in his mouth. And he wants everybody to believe. He wants you to believe that you are just like him. He is just like you. You are all one. It's not true. This is not a guy. He's not generous with just the average person like a Warren Buffett or like a Bill Gates creating foundations of massive wealth. He will, however, run an event. He will ask other people to give him money, and then he will donate part of that money and the bulk of that money to that specific cause. But he doesn't reach into his own pocket because, again, he doesn't have compassion for anyone or anything other than himself. For him, it's all about who dies with the most money and the most toys. In his opinion, wins the game. All right. I wanted to bring you to the final clip that I want to show. And the clip is Tim Walz talking about Trump and Vance with right to work laws. Let's watch that clip, and then you're going to get my final reaction.
When it comes to these so-called right to work laws that deprive us of the right to be able to form unions, fund what we need, Trump has said he supports right to work 100%. I saw our friend Sean Fain at the UAW had a name for that. He called him a scab, just to be clear. That's not name calling, it's an observation and fact, just to be clear. You know, you can tell a lot about people in their personal lives. He spent a decade stiffing service workers from dishwashers, waiters, and carpenters on his own properties to enrich himself. As president, he cut overtime benefits for millions of workers, and he opposed any effort to raise the minimum wage. That's all you need to know. You don't have to ask twice. We know who they are.
That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. When Tim Walz is saying it, I mean, again, he connects to people. Who here hasn't read or heard about Donald Trump's stiffing? And unfortunately, during my tenure with him, I was part of that, contacting contractors and union workers and other companies that were union and telling them, I'm sorry, you're not getting paid, for a multitude of various different reasons, some of which were legitimate, others were not. All right. That's who Donald Trump is. That's who Shady Vance is. And as Tim Walz said, this isn't about name calling when the head of the union turned around and called Trump a scab. This isn't about name calling. This is about being factually accurate, being correct. This is how you describe somebody like a Donald Trump, like a J.D. Vance. They are scabs. They are not with the union. They are against the union. And that's why organizations like the UAW have now turned around and publicly come out and endorsed Harris and Tim Walz. So again, let me end this segment as I do with all of them. Make sure that you are fully registered to vote, vote.org, all right, and vote Harris Walz 2024. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.